Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic:
what screams insecurity but most people don't realize? Looking through these comments to see if there's anything you do listed here. Man, you don't have to do me like this, see? I feel attacked. When they can give you shit all day but can't take it back whatsoever. Man, I have an employee like this. He ribs people and talks shit all day long. The instant someone fires a shot back, it's the end of the world. 48-year-old crybaby. And let me guess, he complains that everyone is so sensitive nowadays and that no one can take a joke. My Sil in a nutshell. She gives everyone shit all the time. The second people dish it back, she can't take it. You're bald. Shrug. So are you. I'll kill you! Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Exclamation mark. Quote. Ridiculing other people's achievements. Yeah, but like, is it even a big deal to be queen of the grapes? Like, what even is that? Tears of joy, tears of joy, tears of joy. It definitely is a big deal. Never apologizing. Some people will twist the story, change the way it happened and retell it so convincingly that they'll believe their own nonsense. But will never apologize. I struggle with this into my early 30s. Not from a place of narcissism or gaslighting, I hope, but something that came out during therapy. My dad would frequently say, "Sorry isn't good enough," to me whenever I did something bad or wrong. It really punched me in the face when I realized that him instilling into me that apologizing wasn't good enough really made it hard for me to do that as an adult. Therapy is wild, man. Edit. I'll clarify because I'm seeing it a lot in the comments. This would be a good sentiment like, actions speak louder than words. Except he never taught me that. He ended the conversation with, "Sorry isn't good enough," instead of telling me why it wasn't good enough. There was no lesson to be learned at my young age, because he wasn't teaching one. He also absolutely hated any kind of defense, excuse, whether or not I was in the right. It was always, obey me out of love or obey me out of fear, your choice. I told my dad I'd put myself in the timeout after I got mad and broke something in front of my toddler. My reasoning being that you have to practice what you preach, right? His response, never tell your kid that you are wrong. It made me realize his, I'm right you're wrong, required obedience, was why I'd always folded before authority. Hate getting into serious conversations where I have to defend myself. Always would back down from an employer and not stand up for myself. When I was older he'd say, you have to stick up for yourself. But Dad, what did you condition me towards for my entire childhood? Not to dig too hard on my dad, because we're all often good and shitty at the same time. In terms of leadership, it's when someone can't, or won't, take input from the rest of their team and tries to act like they have all the answers. I was this type of insecure leader once, and I thought that if I used the idea of someone with less experience then everyone would think I was a weak leader. But after I was removed from that position I had to work for a lot of managers who did a lot of the same stupid shit that I was doing but magnified due to years of insecurity, habit, karma. I have since learned that if I hear people out, discuss a course of action, go with other people's ideas, and especially give them credit, you gain exponentially more influence and respect. That even people who have little experience should have their input considered. I feel horrible for the people who had to work with me. But now I don't just act like a more capable leader. I am a more capable leader. Shakespearean TL. Doctor, take every man's censure, but reserve thy judgment. Quote. When you achieve something or improve your life in any way, and their first instinct is to tease or make fun of you, it actually screams instant jealousy. I went back to school and a judgmental friend said, "Wow, how old will you be when you're done?" I said, probably the same age I'd be if I never went back. I graduated in 2021 with my first degree in electronics engineering. I was 52 years old. My mom said this when I told her and said it in a mocking tone. "Oh, now that you got a degree don't you think you're too old to use it to get a job or use it for anything?" Quote. You never expect your own mother to be a jealous competitive jerk. But mine is, because she is a narcissist. My husband finished his degree this year and his grandma, right after the ceremony, asked him when he was gonna get a real degree. Insulting your friend in front of others to be cool. Back in my single days, a lot of guys who came up to me in bars and clubs and such would insult their friend to me. As if that would make me interested in the insulter. Non mercy. It was 4D chess to make you interested in the insultee. Always having something negative to say when something good happens to someone else. For example, "Oh, you're going to hate that new job," or "They should have done X instead." Just be happy that someone else is happy. My boyfriend does that. He's also the type that if you prove him wrong, he'll get really angry and storm off. He's gotten better, but it's been a long hard road. Edit. Had a lot of people who think I should walk away. I've known him for over 40 years. He was the best man at my wedding, best buds with my husband, and is the godfather to our kids. 99% of the time. He is the best thing I ever had. And treats me a lot better than my husband ever did. He didn't realize how bad it was until after my husband passed. I understand this is a character fault. He's not going to change at this point. So I just smile to myself and think, gotcha. Quote, he generally realizes his mistake, after he does his research, and apologizes. He's actually pretty kind and caring, even though he comes across as gruff. It's all an act. We are 59 and 62. It works. You don't walk away from someone who has a few flaws. Edit 2. The simple fact that this comment has triggered so many people really doesn't surprise me. All I said was one thing that annoys me. The pros in our relationship far outweigh the cons, and at the end of the day, that's what you have to go by. Check yourselves. Mic drop. I'm done. Nobody is perfect and there are always things about ourselves we can improve on. A good friend of mine does this as well.